Today, the Giants turn to Tim Lincecum to restore order in Colorado. The Cy Young Award winner has been a stopper throughout his career, and he'll face the Rockies' best in Ubaldo Jimenez, a flamethrower who's won his last 4 starts. It's a matchup of 2 of baseball's top young pitchers in a wild card showdown in Denver, and it's all coming up next. Sunday afternoon baseball here in Denver. We're coming to you from Coors Field. This is game 3 of a 4-game series, Giants and Rockies. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, the Giants take one on the chin last night. We found out that Coors Field was old Coors Field. And I guess, Mike, more than anything, we know about this great pitching matchup. Will it stay old Coors Field even with these young guns on the mound?
Well, it could. I mean, it could, because the weather today is much like it was yesterday. It's hot and it's dry. And in hot and dry conditions, the ball will fly. The fact that you have 2 good arms out there in Ubaldo Jimenez and Tim Lincecum, you would suspect that it would be a well-pitched ball game. And from the Giants' perspective, we're hoping that it is. But one thing is for sure, the Giants' offense has awakened, and so has the Rockies. So stay tuned. There could be some fireworks.
You know, one thing about this Rockies team is they've got some swagger. And I think after the loss on Friday, they got it back last night.
Well, they did. They got it back in the biggest offensive production in 1 inning they've had all year, a 7-run 6th inning that really turned the game around. And it's going to be up to Tim Lincecum to calm that good offense down, to keep that swagger to a minimum, and to hand that ball to the bullpen with a lead, and hopefully the Giants can handle the rest.
Stay away from that big inning that a lot of times happens in this yard. All right. After the break, we'll take you to the Comcast studios for an update from Sportsnet Central. We're here in Denver, so stay with us.
Giants baseball is brought to you by Corona. Kick back and relax with an ice-cold Corona and lime. Relax responsibly. And by Chevron. No other gasoline has more cleaning power.
We're at Coors Field for game 3 of this 4-game series. Game 10 on this 11-game road trip. Our game time weather is brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. It is 90 degrees right now. The winds are calm, humidity at 25%. And although it's overcast now, the sun will break through from time to time. But everybody hoping that the clouds will stay up there because it'll bring the temperature down a little bit. It actually sounds like I know what I'm talking about. Somebody told me that.
Sounded good to me.
The Panda's getting ready. We know one thing, the Panda likes to hit in the high altitude. I don't know if he likes to run too much. A home run yesterday for Sandoval. He went 3 for 5. In the 9th inning, Sandoval went to the opposite field. That came off of former Giant Matt Herges.
19th home run of the year for the Panda. A 3-hit night, 3 extra base hits, 2 double and a home run.
All right, let's take a look at the Giants lineup. They'll be facing a tough pitcher this afternoon. It'll be Velez, Wynn, and then Sandoval. He's 7 for 14 in his last 3 games. Benji Molina, he'll be the cleanup hitter. Sherholtz, Garco, a couple of home runs last night. Rowand, Renteria, and then Lincecum.
The Rockies defensively are going to set it up with Smith, Fowler, and Hopp. That's your outfield. Tulowitzki joined by Stewart on the left side of the infield, with Quintanilla and Helton patrolling the right side. Iannetta will do the catching, and on the hill, a red-hot Ubaldo Jimenez. In the month of August, he has been undefeated, 4-0 with a 1.47 ERA. You see, this is his 26th start of the year. 11-9 on the season, 145 strikeouts and 166 in the 3rd innings. He's got a fastball that'll go mid to high 90s, a curveball, a slider, a changeup, and he can really strike out with any one of the 4. He has got great stuff, and as I mentioned, he has been on a roll in this month of August. Our Chevron unsurpassed performance. Well, last night the Giants broke out the whooping stick. They had 5 home runs. Sherholtz had 1. Garco with 2, his first 2 as a Giant. Rowan Sandoval is the most home runs by Giants team since August 7th of 2006 when they hit 6 against the Diamondbacks in Arizona. It is an offensive day because of the heat and the light air. And if it wasn't for the fact that you got 2 aces out there with Jimenez and Lincecum, you would say that it would be a day for offense.
Well, the Giants would definitely like to duplicate what they did offensively last night. Eugenio Velez would like to get back in the hit column. He's 0 for 6 in the series, and he's 0 for his last 17. So he stands in, and this ball game is underway right now, and it's high.
You look at Jimenez, you're going to see a lot of high-octane fastballs. He consistently has the hardest fastball in the National League.
Next pitch is pulled foul. First pitch at 112.
Yeah, that's the type of strike that will give you confidence. He just spinned on 96. And he squirted up.
1 for 7 in his career against Jimenez. And the 1-1 pitch. Darrell Cousins just called that pitch. He'll call him all afternoon. Campos, Joyce, and Miller from first to third.
And you will see more high strikes with Darrell Cousins than you did with the first 2 umpires in this series, Joyce and Miller.
Now it's 2-2. We were told that today was going to be a sellout, but I don't see it.
They're not out here yet.
It may be that the fans are still filing in.
43,000 the first night, 47 last night. They're saying going to be over 49 today.
1 out here in the first inning as Velez strikes out on a high fastball.
And just a good example of adding to a fastball. He kind of cruised early in the count at 95, and then come payoff time he went right across the letters with 99, and that's what this guy can do.
Here's Randy Wynn hitting .269, a couple of home runs, 46 driven in. Randy Wynn on the road trip is 10 for 27 as he takes a strike. Overall hitting at a .269 clip with Sandoval to follow. 1 ball and 1 strike.
If you throw 99 miles an hour, I think every once in a while you have to do this. There's the old saying in baseball about being effectively wild. Well, that pitch right there at 99 can definitely establish a little fear.
Driven to right, and this one's going to be off the wall. Hop's got a good arm, and Randy Wynn wisely stays at first.
Well, that's reputation. I don't know many guys in the league that Randy Wynn would not have challenged, but that Hop with that really strong left arm, one of the better arms in the league, and I think he very wisely pulls up. Ball just rifles off the wall, and there was Hop in perfect position to play the carom.
Pablo Sandoval has faced Jimenez 9 times. He's 3 for 9 with a double and a triple. See, 4 for 9 in the series for Sandoval.
That's respect. The first pitch changeup.
Benji Molina to follow. Jimenez sets right at his chin. That's where he stops in his stretch. Ten steals on the year for Randy Wynn. 2 balls and no strikes.
Slide step, very quick out of the stretch with that delivery. He won't always go to the slide step. At times he'll lift that leg up high, and I think from a runner's perspective, I mean, if you guess right where he lifts that leg up, you'll get a pretty good pitch to steal on. Right now, I mean, Ubaldo Jimenez is not even coming to a stop. I mean, he's balking right now. But his unload time right at 1.06, and that is extremely fast.
Sandoval will have the green light. 3-1.
When you bring your hand set, you have to come to a defined stop.
Unless you're Louis Tia.
Unless you're Louis Tia.
Then you can do what you want. 3-1 to Sandoval. See if Wynn goes here. He does. Sandoval hits it on the ground. It'll be Quintanilla throwing out Sandoval. Wynn down to second. Benji Molina at 261. Doesn't hit Jimenez very well. He's 2 for 16. Two for 5 on Friday for Benji Molina. 1 for 4 last night. And a first pitch strike, and it's 0-1. Giants are 5-4 on this road trip. They'll finish up the trip tomorrow, a night game right here at Coors Field. 0-1 to Molina. And it's 0-2. Rockies and Giants have played 10 times this year, and both teams have won 5 games. Oh, 0-2 to Benji Molina. 1-2. One more win for the Giants, and they will have a better than 500 road trip. One and two. Broken bat. It's going to hit the bag, and Tulowitzki cannot pick it up. And that bat almost got Jimenez. And Benji Molina with his first infield hit of the year.
A lot going on here with the bat head going out towards Jimenez. Almost gets him, and now watch it hit the bag. If Tulowitzki can get a grip on this, it's an easy out because Molina was still far away from first base. But the Giants catch a huge break here when he could not get the handle on it. And now the inning prolongs and allows Nate Scherholz the chance to hit with runners at first and third. That's a good sign.
A home run yesterday is only hit in the series for Nate Scherholz. Randy Wynn at third. Benji Molina at first. And a good breaking ball, and it's 0-1.
When a guy throws 99, you are not thinking about that big slow curveball.
You're not thinking about it on the next pitch either.
No. Nate Scherholz as far back in that batter's box as he can get. Look at it.
Garco would love to hit this inning.
Twice.
That's exactly right. 1 ball and 1 strike to Scherholz. 1-2. He may see a wasted fastball, and if he does, he's going to see the breaking ball again.
He had his front step down early, and you can see a little hesitation in his hips. He still had a pretty good fire through the ball.
Got him, and that ends the inning. Lincecum coming out. Giants come up empty. Now it's the Rockies as they come up, and let's take a look at their lineup. Seth Smith He gets a start. He will lead it off, followed by Dexter Fowler, and then Todd Helton, who's got outstanding numbers against Lincecum, Tulowitzki, Hop, Ian Stewart, then Ionetta, Quintanilla, and Jimenez.
Giants defensively will set it up with Wynn, Rowan, and Sherholtz. That's your outfield. Renteria, Sandoval on the left side of the infield. Velez and Garco on the right side. Benjamin Molina, a day game after a night game. Dab back there in the squad doing the catching, and this is the guy he'll be putting the fingers down for. Tim Lincecum with start number 26. 178 and 1/3 innings. He has struck out 207.
First pitch is down low.
First fastball at 91 miles per hour for Lincecum.
It'll be Aaron Rowan underneath this one. 1 out.
It's nice to see him get Seth Smith out. I didn't think that was possible. Smith has been unbelievable coming off the bench in a pinch hit role this year for the Rockies. And I believe that's the first time we've seen him make an out.
Four for 5 in this series. A lot of walks, a couple of triples. And he's never faced Lincecum before.
The Giants have only managed to get him out one time. He kind of got him south out. He tried to drag bunt last night, popped it up.
Lincecum drops a curveball in for a strike. One and two. Added a little on the fastball. Out of play as Fowler stays alive. Rockies have won 5 of 6. They're 33 and 24 at home. Fowler stays alive. They're 4 games under 500 against teams in the West. And they'll be playing teams in the West for a while, as will the Giants. 2-2.
Well, he's definitely had a chance to throw all of his pitches now. Right now he's a little high with his location. That is not a good thing in this ballpark.
He got him.
Wow. Dexter Fowler in his first at bat ever against Lincecum is going to remember this curveball as he missed it by about a foot. So not often you see a big leaguer miss a ball by that much.
Here's Helton. Helton takes a strike. 7 for 11 with a home run off of Lincecum. And a quick 0-2. Helton's trying to figure out Lincecum. You can see his brain working.
He's trying to guess with him.
If I'm not mistaken, is that somebody else in Todd Helton's uniform?
That's not Todd Helton.
Looks just like him. 2 strikeouts for Lincecum. Giants are coming up.
Well, today's a K-Zone day. For every strikeout recorded by Lincecum of the Giants, you will receive $1 off any View Reserve ticket for Lincecum's next start on Friday, August 28th, when he takes on these very same Colorado Rockies back in San Francisco. Go online to sfgiants.com. Starting 1 hour after today, the conclusion of today's game, type in Giants K and get your discount.
Garco, a big chopper, and he's going to have an infield hit. Rockies still made it close.
Well, anytime that Tulowitzki can get his arm on the ball, it's going to be close. He's got that type of a gun for an arm. Off the plate, and what you're hoping for is just for the ball to get down. Once it got down, it was going to be a do or die, and Ian Stewart could not come up with the play, but still you held your breath once Tulowitzki got his arm on it. Boy, he's got a good wing.
Boy, he does. Almost hit his teammate in the back of the head on the throw.
He'd have killed him.
So here's Aaron Rowan. Rowan has home runs in both games in this series. And he takes a fastball high. He's 4 for 18 with a double and a home run against Jimenez.
Comes to the ballpark today at 10:30. And you come through the back door of the clubhouse. Right there's the batting cage. And who do we see as soon as we walk in? Aaron Rowan. It's amazing how much extra hitting he'll take.
Pops this one up. And Helton will make the play. 1 out. And here's Edgar Renteria. Jimenez working Rowan in on his hands.
Well, that's good. When he's dialed and he's got a good swing going, he'll hit that pitch. He's inside it. And he can not only square it up, but he can take that ball to right field. And guys who take the inside fastball the other way are rare.
Renteria has never had a hit against Jimenez. He's 0 for 6. Lincecum chalking up. Renteria's had a good road trip. He's 10 for 30.
This Bochy has done a nice job of keeping him fresh.
Up and in. Last night Renteria took an 0 for 5. Had a couple of hits on Friday. Very nice Sunday afternoon here in Denver. There's a strike to even the count.
Like a changeup or maybe even a backdoor slider or a backup slider rather. A backup slider is a pitch that has slider rotation. It doesn't do anything. It's a cement mixer. It's one of the best pitches in baseball.
They're going to come in, and Renteria hammers it to right. This baby is well tagged and out of here. It's been a while for Edgar Renteria. His last home run came at the end of April, and it's 2-0 Giants.
Now, you talked about the swing he's had this road trip, and Giants fans know that he's got a great opposite field approach. And when you have a guy out there like Ubaldo Jimenez, you just want him to make a mistake up. This is at the belt. He stays inside it, and he takes on the hot part of this ballpark. Since day one, right center has been live, and this thing jumped right out of here. And there's another example of just how hot this ballpark's playing today.
So here's Lincecum, 9 for 52 on the season.
Boy, whoa, what a big at bat.
You get that from the guy hitting 8th in your lineup.
Well, and you get it against Ubaldo Jimenez, who's had an incredible month of August and who's throwing with a great deal of confidence. And you get an at bat like that, you'll get excitement up and down the dugout.
Lincecum gets called out. And here's Eugenio Velez. Velez struck out to open up the ball game. Just outside with Randy Winn to follow. Mentioned earlier, Velez has had a scuffle going. He's now 0 for his last 18 He's 6 for 37 on this road trip. It's a lot of at bats on a road trip.
It is, and that's a long slump for a young player. They have a tendency to wear it a little bit harder than a veteran.
And the thing that's made it tough for the Giants, maybe not so much in this series, but in the series in New York and in Cincinnati, Velez is not hitting eighth. He's the leadoff hitter. And you'd like to have guys on in front of Pablo Sandoval. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Close one there. Change up on that outside corner. Jimenez has come at Velez with just about every pitch he's had. You saw a high velocity fastball, a 90-mile-an-hour slider. That was a changeup at 85.
And he got him again on a pitch in the dirt. And that'll end the inning. Edgar Renteria, his 3rd home run of the year. It's bye-bye baby, and it's 2-0 Giants. Here's our poll question. Log into csnbayarea.com. Check out the results for Esurance Giants postgame live. What National League pitcher poses the biggest threat to Tim Lincecum for the Cy Young Award? It'll be Tulowitzki, Hop, and Stewart here in the second. The home run by Renteria, a 2-0 lead now for the Giants. Tulowitzki takes a strike. Did not play on Friday, had the flu, came back yesterday and picked up a couple of important hits in the game against the Giants. Here he swings and misses, and it's 0-2.
Bang, bang, 2 quick fastballs. He could go right above his hands with this fastball again.
On the ground to Renteria. 1 out.
Or you could throw a nice little change up and get an easy ground ball to the shortstop. Nice pitch.
Here's Brad Hop. Well, that's what, a 3-pitch out?
It's your goal. Your goal is to have that at bat finished, sewed up, and in the record books after 3 pitches or before 3 pitches, 3 or less.
Here's Brad Hop, a little tardy, no balls and 1 strike. Thought we had a hot gun at the ballpark last night. I think it may just be the opposite today.
Well, you know, you also look at a gun, and if you see it slow when Lincecum's out there, you think they may be trying to mess with him a little bit.
2 balls and 1 strike.
You have hard throwers. They like to see what type of velocity they have. They'll all check the miles per hour sign up on in the ballparks, and sometimes you can take them out of their rhythm. If they throw the ball really hard, they look up there and it says 89, and they're accustomed to 96. Well, all of a sudden they try to throw harder. You take them out of the rhythm, and guess what? You've just affected that pitcher.
Well, and Lincecum admits that he will check from time to time. And an off-speed pitch and a walk.
Now here's the strikeout pitch to Dexter Fowler. You look at the rotation on it, and that's a slider, just right down there below the strike zone. He comes back, throws the same slider. And this is the strikeout pitch to Todd Helton. And Helton, I'm not sure he even has ever seen that slider from Lincecum.
Here's Stewart. And a strike.
With Lincecum as a hitter, you're concerned about the fastball changeup combination. Those are the first things you think about. Then the curveball, which was his favorite specialty pitch when he first got the big leagues. And then along this year, he picked up a slider. Really 4 pitches he can strike you out with, and you want to know why this guy is so unusual and so unique. That pretty much sums it up. 4 strikeout pitches.
Under the hands of Stewart, 1 ball and 1 strike. Chris Iannetta to follow. 2-0 Giants. We're in the bottom of the second. Foul back, 1-2. Stewart a 3-run home run last night to the opposite field, and it erased a 3-run lead for the Giants.
That was the swing of the bat right there that sort of reminds you of old Coors Field. Joe Martinez elevated that sinker up just a little bit, and that's all it took. Stewart got underneath it and backspin it right out of here. When you can backspin a ball, you'll get carry, and that certainly had carry.
Blocked by Benji Molina, 2-2. Hop at first. He drew the walk. And the 2-2. And he got him.
Good curveball. And a guy who has had good numbers lifetime against Lincecum, looking at a really good, crisp, tight little curveball. I think I said Stewart had good numbers. He does not have good numbers. The guy I was thinking of was Iannetta.
Right.
And he's in the box right now.
6 for 9, a double and a home run. And you think Lincecum knows it?
Oh, yeah.
Fastball is high, 1 ball and no strikes.
Yeah, that's the best fastball he's thrown today. So, yeah, he does know it. And he knew it against Todd Helton, who had a 7 for 11 lifetime when he stepped in for his first at bat. And Lincecum struck him out.
In tight, 2 balls and no strikes. This is the spot where Iannetta wants to be, because now he can look for 1 pitch.
Well, with the success that he's had against them, 6 for 9, I doubt if he's just going to lay a fastball in here. If he does, he'll go to a corner.
Garco's not going to be able to get to it, but Iannetta's going to need some new lumber.
That's good location on a 2-0 pitch. You throw that fastball, start it off middle in, and let the movement come right in on the hands of Iannetta. You can see the target from Molina. That ball got up the bat, blows it up. Nice pitch. And when you can break a guy's bat like that, and his at bat stays alive, he fouls it off like that, you go right back in there again. You get in there on a 2-0 count, you can get in there all day long, and he's definitely conscious of it. You just established the inside location with the fastball.
Hop at first. And Lincecum will check. Brad Hop, not a base stealer.
Now he will go, though, if you don't stop him. If you don't take a look and make sure he's stopped before you go home, he'll roll into a steal. And Lincecum is a guy who at times can concentrate so much on the hitter that he forgets the runner.
Three and one.
I like that pitch. He went right back at him. Both the guys hitting 7th and 8th in the Rockies lineup have seen the ball well against Lincecum. They've got good numbers against him.
And the walk. Here's Quintanilla. 5 for 12 against Lincecum.
Well, his strength is up. Quintanilla, not a big guy, 5'9".
In the dirt. Nice play by Benji Molina. 1 ball and no strikes.
And the old saying of baseball, you pitch a tall hitter up, you pitch a short hitter down, and you really have to concentrate on that to Omar Quintanilla. His strength is at the belt and above.
One ball and no strikes. And that one left high, 2-0.
We saw this happen a couple starts ago where he had one inning where he kind of went weird with his command.
Challenges Quintanilla. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
And when he loses command, it's usually the fastball that has a tendency to fail him, and he gets a little weird with it. We're going to give Benji a little chance to shake this one off. Did it get him on the fingertips? It did. When you give that little half target, you don't completely lay that glove open, you will catch balls on your fingertips, and it happens to Benji about a half dozen times a year. Broke his hand earlier, and he really can't quite give you a full pocket with the target.
I mean, here, Mike, with the base open, you don't have to come into Quintanilla.
Well, you don't, but there's the one we're talking about. Just clipped his fingertips. But the guy on deck, Jimenez, is a pretty good hitting pitcher. Usually it's the fastball that's gone weird. Right now it's the breaking ball and the off-speed stuff he can't get over.
3-2.
And he's going to think now, after throwing a 3-1 fastball by him, that he can do it again.
Runners will move. They go. Hit to left. Randy Wynn will put it away. Rockies are thinking they at least got some pitches out of Lincecum. But after 2, the Giants lead 2-0.
It's time to bring you up to speed with the AT&T Rapid Rewind. We go back to September 5th, 2007. And do you remember this swing of the bat? It was Barry Bonds, his last career home run, number 762. He hit it right here at Coors Field, and he hit it off of Ubaldo Jimenez. That's our AT&T Rapid Rewind. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. I miss that guy.
I was waiting for that. Here's Randy Wynn, who singled off the wall in the first inning. Wynn, Sandoval, and Molina. Randy Wynn shortens up to bunt. He may have just been taking all the way. 1 ball and no strikes. Wide, 2-0. Giants have made 6 outs through 2 innings. 4 of them have been by way of the strikeout. And Velez has struck out twice. So Randy Wynn waiting. Here's the 2-1 delivery, and it's high, 3-1. And the Pandas choking up. 3 balls and 1 strike. And the walk.
Well, that'll definitely make a skipper squirm, as Bochy was squirming in the bottom of the second. Now it's Jim Tracy's turn to squirm with a leadoff walk.
Sandoval bounced out to second in the first inning. It was a 3-1 count, and Randy Wynn was on the move. Seen Jimenez toss over there a lot when Randy Wynn was aboard. Jimenez, and Wynn goes, swinging a foul back. I'm looking where Seth Smith is playing in left field. If we were in Houston, he'd be way back in the Crawford boxes.
He'd be fifth row having a box of popcorn. That is deep. And he tells you one thing. He's an old infielder.
That's right. He's going to let a lot of balls fall in front of him, but unless the ball's out of the park, it is not getting over my head.
Well, we were really surprised to see that he was in the lab today. As hot as Carlos Gonzalez has been, figured he'd be in the lab, but he had a little injury last night after the ball game. He punctured his hand while having dinner, and he had to get stitches in his hand.
It's left up high, 1 ball and 1 strike.
So Seth Smith, who has had an incredible year as a pinch hitter, finds himself in the outfield today.
And if you're playing the Giants, something weird's going to happen to the opposition.
It's been the whole road trip.
1 ball and 1 strike to Sandoval. Swing and a miss. 1 and 2.
Yeah, good rip there. Giants were in Cincinnati, and it was Joey Votto had dizziness, had to leave the game. Next day, Brandon Phillips had an ache in his wrist.
Look at that. David Wright missed the entire series. In tight, 2 and 2.
First game of this series, Troy Tulowitzki with the flu. The old rag of Troy Tulowitzki. It's got to be the oldest glove in the major leagues.
I would think so.
The day that he has to give that thing up, he will cry.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Wynn goes. A huge jump, and Jimenez never saw him go, but Sandoval did not have the option of taking a pitch to let Wynn walk into second.
Well, if he'd have taken that pitch, he's out. I mean, that was a beautiful off-speed pitch that he just managed to catch a piece of. But there's the jump from Randy Wynn. And he really could have stole that base standing up.
Two balls, 2 strikes. In the dirt, and they're going to say Sandoval went around. I think that's one, Mike, where you would like to maybe get a little help first. Sandoval may have gone around.
Now, I think he went around, but you can see the Darryl Cousins from behind figured he had a pretty good look at it, and you know, it's close. You're right. I would like to see him check it over a third base umpire. Bill Miller, the third base umpire today.
Here's Molina, an infield hit for Benji in the first. You might see a hit and run here. And the strike. The problem is Jimenez isn't always around the strike zone.
Well, the other thing too about Jimenez, I mean, you got to. I mean, it's despite the fact that he's high velocity and he's mid to high 90, he's still a ground ball guy. He gets a lot of them.
Out at third, and back is Wynn as Molina hit it right on the nose.
Well, Saturday, August 29th is the Coca-Cola Ronald McDonald House Giants Gym Bag Day. That means the first 20,000 fans in attendance will be able to get those gym bags. For tickets, you can call sfgiants.com, or you can call 1-877-4SFG-TICKS. The Rockies coming to San Francisco next weekend. Saturday game, a special 6:05 start.
Here's Scherholtz. Nate Scherholtz saw a couple of real good breaking balls. and then struck out on a high fastball. Randy Wynn, a leadoff walk. He's still at first. Sherholtz pulls this on the ground, foul.
Well, you hate to see that when a guy's a 1-0 count get completely off balance and on his front foot, but that just gives you an idea of how good that off-speed pitch is from Jimenez, especially to a guy who's been dialed like Sherholtz. He swung the bat well this road trip.
1 ball and 1 strike. Sherholtz, another foul, and it's 1-2. Garco, an infield hit in the second. Rowan popped out, and then Renteria hit one in the Rockies bullpen. One and 2 to Sherholtz. And they got him again. And that's 6 strikeouts. Sherholtz twice. 2-0 Giants. All right, time for Subway Eat Fresh. Ask Kruk and Kite. Visit csnbayarea.com. Kelly from San Jose wants to know, do the players or announcers share hotel rooms on the road? Not anymore. There was a time when I broke in that you had a roommate, and then after about 4 or 5 years that kind of went away. It was right around the 80s where it just didn't happen anymore.
So who was your first roommate?
Rorick Harrison.
Played with Rorick Harrison, Puerto Rico.
There's
the Duke.
Jimenez, who takes the first pitch down low. The only member of the Giants traveling party that has a roommate is Jim Lynch, our director. The 1-1 pitch is in tight. 2 balls and 1 strike.
My first roommate, Bruce Suter. He was a good roomie. And when you have a good roomie, life is good.
Lincecum had this problem in Cincinnati with the pitcher.
He did.
By the way, Jim Lynch's roommate is his wife, Alma. And the walk.
3rd walk for Lincecum. Talked about Carlos Gonzalez last night. Injured his hand while having dinner. And he got stitched up, and he is not available today. He's listed as day-to-day.
Seth Smith hit a fly ball to left.
You know what the first thing is about first prerequisite for a good roommate?
That they let you pick what to watch on TV.
Well, that's important, but that's not the first thing.
They don't snore.
Don't snore.
One ball and no strikes. 2-0.
Oh, he's digging a hole. A lot of pitches. And everybody in San Francisco is squirming a little bit with every ball that he throws.
And a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike.
And that's a smart take right there. I know it's a 2-0 count. You look to get a good pitch, but if a pitcher's out there and he's struggling, let him struggle. Take a strike. I've had many arguments with hitting coaches about that. But the one thing that hitting coaches do not understand is what it's like to be out there on that mound when you can't throw a strike. And that strike zone gets smaller and smaller until it's about the size of a teacup when you're struggling.
Got him.
Boy, that's a nice comeback. 2-0. He goes fastball, fastball, hook. 1, 2, 3, see ya. And I think right now he's a little more compact and a little more in command out of the stretch position.
Here's Fowler, who struck out in the first. I also found out something quickly, Mike, about roommates.
What's that?
I get in past curfew one night, and Rourke Harrison was the starting pitcher the next day.
Yeah.
And he reminded me that I probably should make all the plays behind him. And I realized that everyday players should not room with starting pitchers.
I think that's wise. I mean, if I'm starting the next day, you're my roommate, and you get in at 5 o'clock in the morning, I got a problem with it.
It was 3.
Yeah, you're not a 5 o'clock in the morning guy.
1-2. But I was with one of the other starting pitchers. They didn't seem to think that was a problem.
Well, no, they didn't have to pitch for 3 more days.
Fowler strikes out. Here's Helton.
Again, a nice little slider, what has been a good strikeout pitch for him today. You know, you're so accustomed to seeing him throw swing through changeups or swing through curveballs, but the slider is a pitch that he's gaining more confidence with. And what he does consistently with it is he throws it down below the strike zone. And I think that's the key. He's got command of it.
Well, Lincecum made Helton look bad in the first, so you can figure that this is going to be a spirited at bat from Todd Helton.
Great hitters do not like to be made to look bad in any at bat. And here he is again in a 2-0 hole.
And a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Nice curveball. This is the slider in the first inning that went below the strike zone, and really, you look at the swing from Todd Helton, it tells you one thing: he's never seen that pitch before from Lincecum. That's as bad as he can look.
3-1. There's Tulowitzki. Three and 2.
Boy, good change up there. You know, it's amazing. It's just, you know, the guy could lose his concentration in a bat against a starting pitcher, but then you get one of the best hitters in the last decade up there, and everything he throws is nasty.
Jimenez will go, and Helton hits this one on the ground foul.
I've never seen anybody like him.
Again, you can see the wheels turning in Helton's head.
Well, you can see him turning in Lincecum's head as well. It's a guessing game. It's a chess match. Once you face a guy long enough and he knows you, and you know him.
Aaron Rowan with lots of room, and that will end the inning. Dave Fleming will call innings 4, 5, and 6. It's 2-0 Giants.
Welcome back to Coors Field here in Denver. It is 2-0 Giants. We're in the top of the 4th inning. And joining us now, Dave Fleming. Welcome.
Hi, Mike.
So what do you think?
I didn't know what Lincecum's strategy was there in the 3rd inning until the whole thing unfolded. Just walk the pitcher and make him stand out there in the hot sun and false starts from first base. And now he's got to go back on the mound. I can't wait to see the Giants at bats here.
Veteran move.
Yeah, veteran move.
We like that.
Make the guy work. Tim was hot out there. The sun's come back out, so.
Well, when the sun is behind the clouds, you get about a 5-6 degree break. But when he comes out, holy smokes, it's like somebody turns up the oven.
And that's what you got right now. You can see it's a little hazy today. You can still see the Rocky Mountains off in the distance, the foothills maybe. The Giants have a 2-0 lead, and Garco has an infield hit and a run for his second at bat. See, look how tired he is. He's only thrown 95.
You're right. Hey, partner, when you're right, you're right.
Line drive, one bounce, nice backhand pickup. Now Tulowitzki can take his time, but Helton had to help him out there. Nice pick.
That was a nice dig. Well, as Garko heads back to the Giants dugout, we're going to ask our Aflac trivia question. The question today: can you name the only San Francisco Giants pitcher all time with 4 career wins at Coors Field?
I have a good guess.
Well, we know it's not Juan Marichal.
We can eliminate a whole big group of pitchers in the history of this franchise. Giants have a guy on the current staff who has pitched better historically in terms of ERA than anybody in the history of this park for a visitor. Somebody. Strike one to Rowan. Got to hydrate once you get back in the dugout.
Boy, you really have to hydrate up here. I mean, here in Arizona, because of how dry it is, I mean, this time of year, if you're a player, you should be hydrating anyway, but it just seems like it's especially important in Colorado and Arizona because of how dry the air is.
2-1, and Rowan swings through it.
That was a nasty slider.
He's really gone to that pitch this second time through a lot more.
We haven't seen anybody do much with it.
Yeah, I think the positive reinforcement for Jimenez is keep throwing it. See if that's what he goes with here. Yep, and it worked. He's already got 7 strikeouts.
And you look from the center field cam, you think, wow, how could a guy swing at that? It's so far out. But in the batter's box, the break on that slider is so quick and it's so late that in your mind you're seeing it as a fastball. And when you commit to it, that's when you lose it out of the strike zone and you wind up looking foolish.
Here's the key man of the game so far from the Giants' perspective. Edgar Renteria takes that fastball for a strike, hit a home run, a 2-run homer, his first home run in a long time. And you know, he did it, Mike, against a guy, Jimenez, who is so tough to hit a home run against. I think one of the most impressive numbers you can find with Jimenez, pitching his home games in this park, that's only the 9th home run he's allowed this year. Now that to me is amazing.
Boy, another good hard slider. And, you know, that slider's not big either. Looked like a Tom Seaver slider, that last one. That's one of the best sliders in the history of the game.
Got a chance to put Renteria away. Renteria, though, another ball pretty well hit to right, this time to Hawk. The Giants go down in order. Lincecum back on the hill. Giants lead 2-0.
All right, time now to ask and answer our Aflac trivia question. Can you name the only San Francisco Giants pitcher all time with 4 career wins at Coors Field? He is in Hoyleton, Illinois right now, and he's watching it, and it is the great Woody, Kirk Reeder, the winningest left-hander in San Francisco Giants history, and he owned this place. 4 wins. Jim Brower, Matt Cain, Felix Rodriguez, Jason Schmidt, Tyler Walker all love pitching here, but nobody did it better than Woody.
And Woody would have loved to be a part of a game like this. Everything on the line, 2 teams right in the mix. He pitched so many of those games when it really mattered.
Oh, he'd break out his lucky horseshoe, stick it in his back pocket, and head on out to the hill.
He'd be feeling good. Lincecum doesn't have one of those, but in some ways he's kind of the lucky horseshoe for the Giants franchise. Embodied. He has shown up, and things have been looking up ever since. Giants have a 2-0 lead. Foul ball off the bat of Tulowitzki.
And you notice Tim Lincecum out of the stretch. Talked about the trouble that he has had out of the windup, and it happened last inning when he opened up the inning against Ubaldo Jimenez, the Rockies pitcher, out of the windup and walked him. And he is much more confident out of the stretch, and here he is starting this inning in the stretch position.
Drops that one in for strike 2. Our guys back in the truck, Jeff Kuiper, Jim Lynch, had a good shot, I think, a couple innings ago when Kuip was in here, of Righetti and Lincecum talking together in the dugout. And It might have been part of what they were talking about.
Well, when you're having problems with your command, you want to take motion out.
Tulowitzki kind of off the end of the bat to Renteria for the out.
And the easiest way to do that is to take one step out of it, and that would be the step from your windup into your stretch position. You take that step out and do everything out of the stretch, and you basically become more compact. And with Lincecum, it's made a difference. Really loads up on that back leg well, that front leg plants. He rotates through in the hands in a real high position. You know, for a little guy, he's got a big stride. And the important thing is he's out front when he releases, and he can see that release point right out there in front of his vision. It's got a beautiful motion.
Now Brad Hopp with the bases empty. Takes high, ball one. And I'm not saying another pitcher wouldn't do it, but I think you have to give a guy credit when he's not stubborn and he's willing to make an adjustment mid-game and try something.
It used to be, Greg Menton used to do it all the time. He would start in the windup and then get into the stretch, and it happened so often he just said, the heck with it, I'm going to go out of the stretch, and he became a pitcher that threw out of the stretch, and he was one of the first that did that. Now it's very common to see most of your relievers coming in and having them just throw it out of the stretch only.
Yeah, it really stands out now when you see a guy come and use the windup out of the bullpen.
Well, I think it's important too, because a lot of middle relievers, when they come into a game, it's usually into an existing inning. So it would behoove you to be more comfortable in your stretch than your windup. Maybe not so important for a closer, because normally they start innings.
Fastball count. He got a fastball and hit it foul.
It's all about compact. You know, as you get up here as a young player, you start to study your motion. You realize that, you know, you need to be quicker out of the stretch. You need to be more compact to be able to repeat your arm stroke, and the same thing for a hitter. The speed of the game will make you be more compact. Ooh, that's a good pitch right there. And I think from Brad Hopp's perspective, that's an excellent take. Not that easy to do.
Now a full count to Hopp, who can do damage. He walked his first time up. He's got 17 home runs, 73 batted in. 3-2, and he strikes him out swinging.
And that's the best changeup he's throwing today. And you cannot throw a better one. Just perfect location with movement running away from the left-handed hitter. Boy, that's a pitch right there that will definitely not only implant it in the guy who swung and missed, but everybody in that Rockies dugout that's watching is going to go, uh-oh.
It's become, in some ways, the best pitcher in the game, the best pitch in the game. That changeup, he uses it to strike out so many guys.
Well, he strikes out more hitters with that changeup on the payoff strike three pitch than any of his other three pitches.
2 down for Ian Stewart. Puts it in play, but right to Velez. And that'll be a nice, quick inning for Lincecum. Well done.
He needed that.
On to the 5th. Giants lead in Colorado 2-0.
Well, last Thursday, Matt Cain and the Giants held the Cincinnati Reds to 8 scoreless innings, earning fans $8 off tickets to Tuesday night's game against the Arizona Diamondbacks. And that will be Matt Cain's next start. That means the bleacher seats regularly $17 will cost $19.
What a deal.
Well, do you want to reserve your seats? You go to SF Giants right now, sfgiants.com. And to receive the Cain discount, use the coupon code CAIN and you can get your tickets, and we'll see you there.
Giants will be happy to be back home on Tuesday, that's for sure. Lincecum leading off in the 5th. Giants have the 2-0 lead. Edgar Renteria with a home run in the 2nd. All the offense so far. Cain against the D-backs, and then the Rockies in next weekend. Just fouled down the third base side. 1-2.
Bright sunny day, hot. First pitch was at 90 and it's supposed to get up to 95.
Lincecum, that's pretty impressive. He can get the bat on that high fastball. 97 miles an hour.
The thing about 97 is you got to start it early.
Swings through the breaking ball to strike out. Well, one great feature of our Giants coverage here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area, Giants baseball on demand. If you miss the game, access on demand. Channel 1, select sports and fitness, Comcast Sportsnet. And every game available hour or two after the game. If you missed it, if you want to just watch it again. Comcast Giants baseball on demand.
Yeah, this is shaping up as one you might want to watch again.
I would say. Velez takes one high, ball one.
Well, we anticipated that it was going to be a well-pitched ball game, and both Jimenez and Lincecum doing it despite this being a very offensive day.
Ball two.
We've watched this ballpark play lively the first two games of the series, partially because it's been so hot and dry, and that's when the ball jumps out of here.
Last night was like a flashback to 1995. Velez hits one well to right center field. A long way back for Fowler, but he has enough room. Man, Velez gave that one a good ride.
Well, you watch Fowler, who's 6'5", and he's just got the long loping strides, and you thought for an instant that he might not get there, but think again. He could cover some ground.
Makes it look easy.
It really does.
He just glides out there.
6'4", I think I said 6'5". Still tall, long-legged.
Kind of like Mike Cameron in a way. A glider, big stride. He's going to be out there in center field for the Rockies for a long time. Win to left, and that ball's carrying well, but Seth Smith all the way back against the wall. Jimenez, 2 quick innings in a row. He's on a roll, but the Giants have the lead.
Well, the Giants have a new ticket plan you might want to check out. It's called the 660 I'm In ticket plan, and you can get the following for only $660. All the Giants games during the September stretch drive towards the playoffs. Postseason ticket rights for season ticket or for playoff tickets in 2009, and a $360 deposit toward full season tickets in 2010. If you're interested, call 415-972-2298 or go to sfgiants.com to get your 660 I'm In ticket plan. Are you in?
I'm in.
I'm in.
Oh. Chris Iannetta gets hit, and Lincecum looks upset, but I'm not sure he's all that upset.
Well, it is, because right away you put yourself in a situation where you got men on base and you do it with one pitch.
I just think Iannetta, I cannot think of a number in the game of baseball that shocks me more. He's faced Tim Lincecum 17 times, and now he's reached base safely 14. I'm speechless.
Remarkable.
So if he's going to reach base, don't waste any pitches on it.
Okay, I see your point.
Quintanilla for strike one.
Just a fastball four-seamer. You can see the four seams rotating right in. If you're going to hit a guy, this is what you want to hit him with. Boom! That'll leave a bruise.
Giants have a 2-0 lead here. Quintanilla 0 for 1. He's had some history against Lincecum. Strike two, good pitch. Is that changeup? Middle infield, a double play depth there. Lincecum would not mind getting the ground ball.
Hit right at somebody. Got to be very specific when you ask for something.
Right at somebody. That's not a ground ball, but that's out in the neighborhood of Nate Scherholtz. He had to fight the sun there, I think, but he made the catch.
Yeah, it definitely is a sun field right now. The right side of this field looking right up into the sun. As Scherholtz is going back in that ball, you can see the reflection of the sun in his glasses.
But he's prepared. He's got the glasses on. I heard yesterday Matt Kemp lost a ball in the sun in LA, and I heard some of the highlight shows dogging him a little bit. And I felt that was wrong, because Kemp did everything right. He got to the spot. He had the sunglasses on the whole time, and sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes you're just going to lose one.
There's no worse feeling if you're a...
Jimenez, a good bunt there. Darko will make the play to Velez, and he throws it away. What a mistake that is. Scherholtz backing it up. Iannetta to third. He stops there, but
he's out. He got out of the baseline.
Okay, so the Giants will take that, and that's going to mean Iannetta has to come back, all the way back.
Well, Jim Tracy's going to come out and talk to Darryl Cousins, the crew chief and home plate umpire. I mean, that's his call until the base runner gets to first base. And he's going to tell Jim Tracy, yo, he was on the infield side of the baseline. You've got to be on the, there you can see him very clearly. He's on the infield, and that ball hits him on the shoulder, and that means he's automatically out.
Good call by Cousins. I think just like Bill Miller made the right call in last night's game when Smith initiated the contact with Molina in the rundown play. I think that's a good call. Tracy, the argument was short.
I think you'll be able to see it. Just skims his left shoulder, but clearly in the field of play. Oh, it looked like it got him in the head.
Yeah, might have got him on the back of the helmet there.
Well, Eugenio Velez had no chance.
2 down, and it's a break for the Giants in that Iannetta has to stay at first. Smith popped that one up. First pitch changeup. Randy Wynn, 3rd out. How did that work out? Just fine for Lincecum. On to the 6th, 2-0 Giants.
I love this game. Welcome back to the Coors Light 6th inning. Now it's time for the Coors Light freeze cam. We go back to the 2nd inning, 1 on, 1 out, and Edgar Renteria takes a fastball up and away, and he knocks it right out of here to right center field. First home run since April, and that is the difference in this ball game. And that is your Coors Light freeze cam, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
I've always said that if you're going to wait 343 at bats to hit a home run, save it for when you're in a huge game against a team you're trying to chase in the playoffs.
Exactly.
Why use it in Cincinnati?
Yeah, wasted.
Hit one here against a guy who is so tough to hit, Ubaldo Jimenez. It was quite a moment for the Giants. That 2-run homer is held up here into the 6th inning. Giants are trying to add to their lead with Sandoval, Benji Molina, and Scherholtz against that guy, Ubaldo Jimenez.
You can see the high velocity fastball, how guys get started early.
Hard ground ball right back up the middle. He got the bat around on a high fastball and slapped it into center field.
Now you want to see a guy who's totally stressed out before a game. Check out how nervous Pablo Sandoval is. Yeah, and you can tell it. He's wearing it. Can't quite get loose before the big game. Does this guy love life? Now we've been talking about how this guy is so good to be around and how great he is in the clubhouse, and he'll touch base with every guy on that team.
Everybody, even the coaches,
even the broadcasters, trainers. I mean, everybody in that room.
He and I've got a special handshake.
Do you?
Yeah.
How's it go?
I'm not telling.
It's true. Don't tell.
It's our little secret.
Murph.
Yeah, everybody.
He's just very special in a lot of ways.
Now, is that how Will Clark was?
Oh, absolutely. Will Clark was. Oh.
He reminds me of Will. When I see that kind of scene in the dugout.
Well, Will Clark wasn't a happy-go-lucky.
Yeah.
He touched base with everybody, but it always had the, the raised eyebrow, game face, let's go, barrel-chested, pump out. I mean, he was a different deal, but he did touch base with everybody.
I think this is Pablo's version of that. It's impossible for him to be exactly that way.
He's as loose as I've ever seen a player. He and Lincecum a lot alike in a lot of ways. You know what? I think the one way to sum it up, I think that Lincecum at a very early age knew that he was going to be here, and I think the same thing is true for Pablo Sandoval, and I think they have that in common. Because since they've walked into Mike Murphy's clubhouse, they have been at ease and they've felt at home.
Yeah, take some of the pressure off, maybe. Just having that mindset.
And Will Clark was exactly like that. He knew he was going to be a big leaguer, way back in the day. I mean, back in high school, he really thought of himself as that type of a player, and he was. He was a prodigy. There's Mike Murphy.
He's seen some great ones.
Best clubhouse man ever. And his favorite all-time Giant, Willie Mays.
Pablo a little farther away from the bag there, had to scramble back. He brings a smile to your face when you watch him. I was down at the dugout after the Giants finished batting practice. This is an hour before game time. And I'm sitting down to do the manager's interview for the radio side with Bruce Bochy. We sit in the corner of the dugout, and Lincecum comes over and acts like he wants to do the interview himself. I mean, this is 50 minutes before first pitch time.
I've never seen a guy do that the day he pitches.
Just laughing, having fun.
And you talk about the next inning coming up as who he's going to face. He knows right now how he wants to pitch a guy. He knows every pitch he ever threw him.
Way up high.
So that's the other thing. He knows every pitch he ever threw him. His database goes back to the very first encounter he ever had with every hitter. And it's not just the Todd Heltons. Those are easy to remember. I mean, it's the 25th guy on the team. He just has an incredible memory and recall, and he applies it when he's out there on the mound.
And it's good that you make that point. There goes Sandoval on 3-2, a strikeout, and the tag. They got him. Turns into a double play.
And that's a nice play from Troy Tulowitzki. That was not an easy one hopper to pick up and apply the tag. Molina really angry at swinging at that slider out of the strike zone. And a nice glove work from Tulowitzki. Applies the tag. If you're going to miss as a catcher, miss low. Give that middle infielder a chance to field the one hop. Strike him out, throw him out.
What a big difference that is. And we've already talked about how tough it can be to lay off that pitch for a hitter. But Benji takes that one. Giants have first and second, nobody out. And the difference is 2 outs, bases empty.
Well, man, Benji's had good at bats against Ubaldo. He's seen him well. A base hit. He lined out his second at bat.
Bouncer to first. Helton has it. A race to the bag, and he just beats Sherholtz. So the Giants get something started but don't follow up. Lincecum will head back out there. 2-0.
This is a Giants K-Zone day, and for every strikeout recorded by Tim Lincecum and the Giants today, you will receive $1 off any View Reserve ticket for Lincecum's next start on Friday, August 28th, when the Giants will take on these very same Colorado Rockies. Now, the reserve seats start at $24, and he's had 6 strikeouts today, so far it's an $18 ticket. You want to go online to sfgiants.com starting 1 hour after the conclusion of today's game and type in the code GIANTSK, and you will receive your discount.
And not only will you see Lincecum, you'll see him against these Rockies in what will be a very meaningful series back in the Bay. Strike 1 to Dexter Fowler. That's how the bottom of the 6th gets started. Fowler has struck out swinging 2 times. Giants couldn't get him out for 2 days, and now Lincecum has punched him out twice. And Mike made the point in the last inning, as happy-go-lucky as Lincecum can look, he has got such a preparation. Kind of hangs that one up and away.
That looked like it squirted out of his hand. When it's dry like this, it can be tough to get a grip. And you know, you usually have a pretty good perspiration on a 94-degree day, but every once in a while it'll fail you in the climate here. I pitched here in 1976 when Denver was a AAA city and we were in the American Association, and it was difficult to get a grip at times. And sliders were not great pitches. Curveballs were better pitches than sliders.
We saw Jonathan Sanchez on Friday night pitch very well, but literally after every pitch he was walking off the mound and licking his fingertips and trying to get some moisture there. Bounced in. Full count, 3-2. And this becomes a key man here. You got Helton lined up, and then Tulowitzki. Fowler's got excellent speed. He has been setting the table all series until today. Giants trying to get within a game of the Rockies in the wild card standings. Fowler, shallow left center. Wind broke back. Now he comes in, and they get through Fowler.
That was an important at bat.
And Fowler can create so much havoc out there on the bases. We saw it last night in the midst of that big Rockies rally, scoring on a pitch that just barely got away from Benji Molina, a play where I think very few guys in the game even take a chance, and Fowler scored easily. Helton bats with the bases empty and takes a ball. Todd Helton 0 for 2. He's had a lot of success against Lincecum in the past. Lincecum runs a fastball away there. 2-0. The only base runners for Colorado, 3 walks. There is a changeup over the outside.
Boy, what a nice pitch on a 2-0 count.
He does that so well. He uses that changeup as a strikeout pitch, but he also uses it when he gets into one of those fastball kind of counts. Wow.
You know, we call it a changeup because he calls it a changeup, but it's really a split finger fastball. And it looks so much like what we used to see from Jason Schmidt. The off-speed pitch just gets Helton swinging. Rare to see him go out of the strike zone, isn't it?
Yeah, he's done it a couple times today.
But I think you can get him down and in more so than you can get him down and away. I think he sees the ball down and away better simply because he looks for it there. 2-2.
Pulled it foul. And you're right, he sort of hedges when you ask him about it. Is that a splitter or is that a changeup? He goes, well, it's a changeup, but if you watch the grip, it's really a split finger grip. He's got the change of speeds plus the devastating movement that you're talking about. Helton just kind of serves one, and Renteria can't handle it. Well, that was a real tough play. Todd Helton back up the middle. And we'll see how they score that.
Oh, it's got to be a hit.
It's got to be a hit. I think the only hesitation is that the Rockies don't have one yet, and now they have scored it a hit. I think some official scores, they get real tentative when there isn't a hit on the board and you're in the middle part of the game, but that is a hit all the way.
It's one that a little tricky the way it came up. Didn't look like it came up as Renteria expected it. There may have been a little juice on, a little spin. So the Rockies have their first hit of the afternoon. It comes with 1 out in the 6th.
A very defensive swing by Helton, but it worked. Tulowitzki at the plate. Inside, ball 1.
Well, you saw Benji Molina hold that target. Anytime you see a catcher hold that target a little bit longer, that's just their little silent protest that they're telling that umpire they thought they missed one.
I think Darrell Cousins has been pretty consistent today. That was a close pitch, though, and it puts Tulowitzki ahead 1-0. Fly ball. Randy Wynn. 2 outs.
You know, you see Randy Wynn, and Aaron Rowan does the same thing here. Every crack of the bat, their first step is back. And I think it tells you all you need to know about the anticipation that outfielders have here at Coors Field. Tulowitzki out front, reaching on a changeup. There's a step back, and now he comes in.
It's a good way to play it here.
Yeah, it really is.
And it helps when you get the speed to recover and you can take a step in the opposite direction, still get back to the ball. Very high for ball 1 to Brad Hopp. This next pitch will be number 90 for Lincecum on a hot day in Denver. Not a real high number, but he's had to work pretty hard all the way through.
There's the split finger grip we're talking about, and you can see the tumbling action, and then the movement slides away from a left-hander and just sort of bottoms out, and it's a swing through Sia. And Hopp's last at bat, that was a strikeout with 1 out in the 4th.
Great look at the grip on that pitch there. That's ball 3.
And he will be swinging 3-0.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. He draws a lot of walks. He takes a lot of pitches.
You can see the grip, the forefinger, middle finger split. Kind of lays that middle finger alongside the seam as if it was a 2-seam grip. Boy, what a great look. That slow-mo camera really gives you a good look at just how a ball comes out of a guy's hand. You can also see that that release point was out in front of his field of vision.
On 3-0, Lincecum pumped a fastball in there. Still a real good hitter's count, and Brad Hopp is the possible tying run. He's got power. So Lincecum wants to be careful with him. Hopp struck out the one we just watched, plus he walked. 3-1, and he swings through that fastball.
Well, those are the fastballs that make big league hitters talk to themselves. I mean, he's up there looking for one thing. He's looking gas. And that's his strength, middle away. Ball middle thigh. I mean, that's right to his wheelhouse, and he blows right through it.
Runner goes. Hop takes ball 4. He started, but that split finger change, he would not go.
Just a little too low.
It was tempting to hop, but not quite enough. Now Stewart comes up with 2 men on and 2 out. In some ways, Stewart was the key guy yesterday. Ian Stewart hit the 3-run homer that tied the game in the 6th against the Giants starter Joe Martinez. And he can do a lot of damage with one swing. Saw the batting average 225, but the home runs 19. He got lots and lots of power to spare. Takes a strike.
Oh, there's an article in the paper today that Ian Stewart was saying that Lincecum he thought was the best pitcher in the league. He said, I just don't see the ball off him. I mean, after you see that, I was thinking, well, there's no way Jim Trace is going to have him in the lineup. But yet here he is.
He lines a base hit to right field. Sherholtz has the great arm, and they're going to stop Helton, but he runs right through. And Garco cuts it off, and the tag is too late.
And for a guy who doesn't see him well, comes up with really a clean base hit. The best arm the Giants have, Nate Sherholtz. Wow. I'm not really sure as to why they cut it off.
He cut it off, and then there was a little hesitation as well. And that might have cost the Giants there. They had a great chance to throw out Helton because Rich Dower, the third base coach, put the stop sign up. Helton was just around third as Sherholtz came up with the ball.
Oh, now he's got to face a guy who really sees him well.
Iannetta, foul ball, 0-1. 14 times he's reached base in 17 trips in his career against Lincecum, including twice already today. He's been hit and he's drawn a walk. 222 average, but another guy with a lot of power. The lead is on the line. Tying run at second. That's Brad Hawk. Strike 2.
That's perfect pitch. That is a pitcher strike. That is a coin toss strike. You're not always 100% going to get a call to strike, but when it gets nailed down, there's not anybody who can do much of that, even if you're looking fastball. Knee-high outside corner. Not sure how much of the plate this catches, but you know what? You throw that one, you got to throw that one again.
0-2. He bounces the changeup, and breaking for third, safe. Brad Hawk took a real chance there.
Boy, Pablo Sandoval reacted as if he was surprised of the call. Taking the outside route, stay as far away from the bag or from the mid as you can. Go to the outside part of the bag.
That was very close. We'll call that a wild pitch. The tag looked like it got the tag down right on the foot as it came into the bag. I mean, as a base runner with 2 outs already in scoring position on a ball like that that hardly gets away for the catcher, Brad Hawk better be real sure that he gets there. If he's thrown out, that is a horrible play. But there he stands. And now, if one gets by Molina, the Rockies could tie the game. So a pressure spot right here. 2-1 Giants lead. Lincecum's going to take a little extra time.
One more look at the slide from Hop. Close play.
One-two. Just missing.
Wow. Change up on the inside corner. This is nail biting time.
Iannetta's worked it from 0-2 to 2-2. A run in, 2 on, 2 out. Strikes him out swinging. Beautifully thrown changeup. Lincecum preserves the lead, barely. Dwayne's coming back over to TV with Mike. Right now, let's go to our Sportsnet Central studio for this Sports Flash.
Well, join us right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area tomorrow night. Game 4 of this 4-game set with the Rockies, the last game of the road trip. Giants pregame live starts at 5 o'clock. First pitch at 5:30. Giants taking on the Rocks. It'll be Barry Zito taking on right-hander Jason Marquis. And you can see it only here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. It is 2-1. We're at the top of the 7th inning. Here again, Dwayne Kuiper.
All right, Mike. And it's Garko, Rowan, and Renteria. And Garko hammers one foul, and it's 0-1. Garko singled in the second, then hit a bullet on one hop to Tulowitzki in the fourth. Outside and low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Giants' only runs came on the Edgar Renteria 2-run home run in the second. And tight to Garko, 2 balls and a strike. Lincecum now over the 100 pitch mark. Jimenez is at 89. This will be pitch number 90. Garko on the ground to short, but cutting it off is Stewart at third. His throw to first is in time, 1 out. And here's Rowan. Rowan has popped out and he's struck out. He got a nasty slider from Jimenez to strike out in the fourth. Down low. So what does Jimenez do? He says, well, we'll see if Rowan will offer at the next slider I throw.
Why not? Well, you'd love to see the Giants take a little time, have a little bit of a rally here, give Lincecum a breather. You do not want to see a quick inning.
Two 2-0. Dodgers and Cubs are tied 1-1 in the third. Cubs held the early lead in that one. The 2-0 to Rowan. 2 balls and 1 strike.
You know, it just gives you an idea of what type of hop that fastball at 98 has. You know, Rowan's up there looking gas. He's had a great swing here this whole series. And sitting on a 2-0 count, looking fastball, he breaks down mid-swing.
And again.
Jimenez with just explosive stuff.
Well, Rowan's worked it to 3-2. Renteria to follow. And Rowan on a check swing. The ball almost hit him.
Well, that's a good example of how a guy has to start early against a 98-mile-an-hour fastball.
On the ground to third. Stewart on the backhand.
Well, time now for our fourth quality drive of the game. We go back to the second inning, and this is the one swing of the bat that has been the offense for the Giants today. A 2-run shot off the bat of Edgar Renteria. And the first home run since April for the Giants shortstop, and that is our fourth quality drive of the game, and that was a big hit. He's had 2 good at-bats against Jimenez.
He lined out to right field. Here he rolls it foul. Lincecum is due to hit next. He is not on deck. But the Giants don't have anybody warming up. So he's just staying in the shade. And technically you have to have somebody out there. Foul down the right field line and out of play. You could put up Juan Uribe in the on-deck circle if you wanted to.
Get Mike Murphy stand there.
You could do that. That would be fun.
Not legal, but it would be fun.
0-2 to Renteria. So Jimenez now with 100 pitches.
There you see the 3 blemishes on the report card. 24 in the second, 21 in the third, and 27 in the sixth.
For Lincecum in the 7th, it'll be Quintanilla. And then we'll see if Jimenez hits or not. And then Smith. Two and 2 to Renteria. And a full count. Payoff pitch coming up to Edgar Renteria. Here it is. And he walked him.
0-2 to a walk. What a great at bat. And we talked about the at bats that Renteria has had off of Jimenez, and he's been able to lay off the nasty slider down out of the strike zone.
He's the one guy that has seen him well.
Yep. And it also allows Lincecum a chance to hit this inning. Not so important this deep in a ball game, because I think they're going to try and get one more inning out of him.
Yep. Lincecum can sit there and take 3 more pitches if he wants.
Or he could try and push bunt down third base line. He's a good bunter.
Right back to Jimenez. Side retired. It is a 2-1 lead for the Giants.
Giants Baseball is brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey. Please drink responsibly. And by Comcast HD, with more HD than anyone, period.
All right, let's take a look at our McDonald's game summary. It's a 2-1 lead for the Giants. Lincecum has gone 6 innings. He is out for the 7th. Renteria's got a 2-run home run. Jimenez has been terrific. And Stewart's got an RBI single. And that's our McDonald's game summary. Lincecum, 4 walks. He hit a batter and 7 strikeouts.
Well, it hasn't been easy for him. I mean, one of the things that really has sort of put him in the hole today is his first pitch strikes. He's only gotten that first pitch 12 times in 25 batters he's faced, and that's really unusual for Lincecum. He's had 5 3-2 counts. He's only lost 1 of those. He's had 3 flyouts, a strikeout, and a walk in those counts. 12 swing throughs, which were he threw something, they swung and completely missed. And that's a little bit down. Still good though. But he has battled his tail off, and the Giants are holding on to a 1-run lead here on a day where we thought this place would play lively. The pitching has been spectacular.
Spilbor's getting ready. It's Quintanilla. He's hit a fly ball to left, a fly ball to right. And at third is Sandoval. Ishikawa now the first baseman. And the first pitch is in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. So Garco is out. Ishikawa is in. The 1-0 to Quintanilla. 2 balls and no strikes. Since the 4th inning, Lincecum has pitched out of the stretch. Here it is to Quintanilla, and it's high, 3-0.
Really not close. And you wonder, you talk about the 3 innings he had where he had 20+ pitches in this hot weather, as to how it has affected his strength level. 104 pitches on the day.
And he comes in with a strike. 3-1.
I look at his motion out of the stretch, so it doesn't look like he's taking anything out of his arm. It's not like he's throwing it naturally and against himself.
And the walk.
Well, with the base on balls now, they can keep Ubaldo Jimenez in the ball game, and they can bunt him. And with the ball 4, very quickly, Jeremy Affeldt is up and starting to get loose.
So here's Jimenez. And he bunts it foul. And it's 0-1. Jimenez trying to do this in the 5th inning. They call for running out of the baseline, and Garco's throw after fielding the bunt hit him. So he will try to lay down a bunt again right here. Sandoval ready for it. Ishikawa will be charging, and now Lincecum will throw to Ishikawa.
Now that was called by the bench, and because of Ubaldo's ability to swing the bat, and he can swing it. He's also a good butcher boy hitter. I think Bochy wanted to make sure that he's going to bunt in this bunt situation. Pressure's on the third baseman. You want to be aggressive. You want to try and anticipate getting that ball and getting it out at second, but you can't come in so fast against a good hitter because it will invite the butcher boy.
And he pulls the bat back, and that's what you're talking about, as he lines it foul. That's why you just can't lollipop a 88-mile-an-hour fastball in there.
Exactly. You show it, and you just slash, and you don't try and put a lot of swing on it. All you want to try and do is put it in play because the defense is moving around.
Probably go back to trying to bunt here. In the dirt. And now the throw to first, and not in time. Quintanilla got caught kind of in between. Benji Molina really couldn't commit to first. If he commits to first too soon, then Quintanilla walks into second.
Now, Eugenio Velez was yelling for it. He thought they had an opening. And Molina has no fear when it comes to throwing to any base.
One and two. There's the bunt. It's a good bunt. And down to second goes the tying run. And here's Seth Smith. Here's Bochy thinking about it.
Yeah, I think he was thinking about it. He got the signal from Mark Gardner down the bullpen. The hat is off, meaning that Affeldt is greased up and good to go. Seth Smith has just not figured out Lincecum today, and I think that may be why Bochy is going to allow Lincecum to pitch to one more hitter or finish the inning if he can.
1 ball and no strikes on the changeup. There it goes. High and very deep and gone. And the Rockies here in the 7th take the lead. Not a cheapie. And Dave Spaghetti's coming out.
Now one of the few mistakes he's made up today. And for a guy who has really had a great season with the bat, that was a location mistake that he is going to jump on it. Home run number 11. And as Kipe said, this was not a little one. This is a big boy. And for the first time today, the Rockies are leading.
Here's Fowler. Fowler is 0 for 3. And a first pitch strike, and it's 0-1. Only 3 hits Lincecum has allowed. As Fowler bounces it foul, it's 0-2.
You know, it's one of those situations where you're probably more upset about the walk than you are the home run. Quintanilla has not had very good at-bats against Lincecum, and he gives him a free pass on 5 pitches, and it set up the big blast.
Fouled again at the plate. I would assume that this is Lincecum's last hitter. Oh, 0-2 to Fowler. Just wide. 1-2. Jimenez. Remember, he stayed in the game with the bunt. As Fowler pops this one up. Who's it going to be? It's going to be Renteria who makes the catch. 2 outs. And Helton's going to come up.
Well, I really would have been surprised if Bochy would have come and got him, just because of, you know, he's his horse, and you know, you give him a chance to finish this inning out, get a chance to get a win.
Right.
He's earned that, but I know what Bochy's thinking. I mean, he's kicking himself in the teeth about should he have taken out Lincecum prior to Seth Smith's home run when he had Elfelt, the lefty, all greased up and good to go.
Outside to Helton. Well, I guess in the eyes of a lot of people, if you're Bruce Bochy, you can't win.
You can't. You really can't. It's hard to bet against Tim Lincecum. It really is, with what he's been able to do. And like as you point out, he's only given up the 3 hits today.
Well, it'll be up to the Giants offensively to do something with their remaining 6 outs, and they can do that. 2-1 now to Helton. Helton lifts it to left. Randy Wynn is going to get there, and that will end the inning. 8th inning coming up. Giants will have the top of the order facing the bullpen.
Well, check out the Burger King Sportsnet Central tonight at 6 p.m. hosted by Damon Andrews and Jamie Sire. You can check out highlights of this game, the A's-Tigers game, and you'll always get updates with the 49ers and the Raiders only on Sportsnet Central, only on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area.
Here's Velez, and Velez takes a strike. He's 0 for 3. Did hit a ball well into right center field, but caught by Fowler in the 5th. And a quick 0-2.
Slider, curveball, bang, bang, 0-1, 0-2. And that sends Velez out taking a walk. Ryan Spilborghs comes in. He'll play left field.
Well, this is where you get a fastball now and you can't catch up to it. And the first pitch is hit into right center field. Fowler did not get a jump on it at all. And Velez is screaming into second base with a double. Stay there, kid.
Whoa. Put the anchor down, and then the slump just ended. And that has to feel pretty good, especially given the score. Boy, a 2-strike mistake. Look at the location. He drops it right out there. Too much strike zone, and Velez in a protect mode finds it in the gap. And there's the lack of a first step that Kipe was talking about. Rare for Fowler, who's usually pretty good to the ball. And that was all the opening that Velez needed.
So here's Randy Wynn. His job is to get Velez in or get him over to third. And pitch wide. This is not a park where you like to give up outs by bunting. You have a tendency to play for more than one run. And you may see Randy Wynn try to bunt, but not on that first pitch. On the ground to second. Quintanilla throws out Wynn, and Velez is now standing at third.
Good at bat. Leadoff double, get him over. Now comes the get it in at bat. And you like to get that get it in at bat in the hands of your best hitter, and Sandoval has been that.
Sandoval singled in the sixth. Velez at third with one out. Foul back. No balls and one strike.
This is the at bat. You do not want this bat to get by you.
Oh, 2. So now Jimenez can toy a little bit with Sandoval, who will swing at pitches in the dirt.
Got good speed at third base, and Eugenio Velez will be going on contact on the ground. Morales, Betancourt, they're greased and good.
1-2.
Tried the elevator fastball, and he's digging deep now. That's a 97-mile-an-hour fastball this deep into a ball game. This at bat is the essence of the game right here.
Two and two.
The Rockies' best pitcher facing the Giants' best hitter. Tie and run 90 feet away. Those are pretty easy takes right there.
Well, this one will not be an easy take just because it's Sandoval. I mean, if you're Sandoval, you almost have to look at this as a 2-2 pitch.
Well, and I think what Iannetta is going to tell him is that, you know, you don't have to challenge with two open bags here, kid.
So it's 3-2. And the payoff. On the ground to Helton. Helton will check on third, and Sandoval is retired. And now it'll take a base hit by Benji Molina.
Now there's hesitation down there with Velez.
Well, if Helton makes any kind of a throw at all, Velez is out.
Yeah, he's a good thrower too. And that is just enough hesitation to prevent an attempt at home. So it does drop in the hands of Benji Molina with two outs.
One for three. Not a play, 0-1.
Well, Benji's had good at bats against him. He said 1 for 3, a knock, but he lined out to the third baseman back in the third inning. He struck out a pitch out of the strike zone in the 6th. But his at bats have been good today against Jimenez. He's got very quiet in this ballpark.
Deep to left. Spilborghs will put it away. And that ends the inning. It stays 3-2 Rockies. (3-2) Rockies. As we go to the bottom of the 18th, Jeremy Affeldt is coming in out of the bullpen. And when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
There are the numbers for Jeremy Affeldt. 56th time he's come into a ball game. 0-1 on the year, 1.93 ERA. He will face the 4-5-6 hitters for the Colorado Rockies. The heart of the beast, if you would. Affeldt, part of that 2007 National League champion Rockies team. Very comfortable out on this mound. You pitch a year in a ballpark, you get comfortable in the surroundings. And there's a few exceptions. I don't think you could convince Ed Woodson of that, having pitched in New York.
No.
For the most part, you feel at home in your home park. You like the mound, you like the background, you like everything about it.
Tulowitzki is 0 for 3. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Affeldt pitched an inning and 2/3 on Friday. Look out. 1 ball and 1 strike.
That would have hurt.
It did spin him around, and he'll get back in. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, you find out a lot about a guy after a pitch like that. Some guys it affects in a positive way, some guys it affects in a negative way. What you don't want to do is wake a guy up, speed his bat up. Not a good idea to knock down a guy like Rich Aureli or Gary Sheffield or Steve Garvey, Bill Madlock.
Big chopper. Velez, no chance. Tulowitzki with an infield hit.
I tell you, I think that's one of the toughest plays in baseball. And it's just, you know, if you could, as a hitter, hit the ball so that it hits home plate every time, you'd bat .650. You just get the high hop, and if you've got any speed at all, Tulowitzki does, it's just, it's such a tough play.
Well, the fact that Velez gloved it at all made it a decent play. As here's Hop. Hop has walked twice and he struck out.
Tulowitzki has 15 stolen bases. You have to keep a close eye on him at first base. He's also been thrown out 9 times. That's a lot.
Strike to Hop. No balls and 1 strike. Giants trying to keep it at a 1-run deficit as they go to the 9th, where it will be Sherholtz, Ishikawa, and Rowan. Oh, and 2.
It's a good, healthy fastball right there at 97. when it comes to stuff, Jeremy Affeldt comes loaded for bear when he goes out there. And he has been very consistent with it all year long.
Out of play down the left field line.
He's seen 3 fastballs and he's still late.
There's Stewart on deck.
A guy that's so conscious of your fastball, and certainly a guy who's seen 3 fastballs and is late in the 3rd one. I mean, he's going to cheat. He's going to have to cheat. That's when you go out of the strike zone with another fastball, elevated up around those shoulders.
Molina knocks it down. It stays 1-2. I think it ended up being full today, Mike.
Yeah. 48,704 people here.
A lot of play. A lot of times if you've got a good fastball, you throw an off-speed pitch to Hop. It'll speed up his bat.
You're right. And that's the one he's going to pull. Throw a fastball right above his hands, inside corner. Like that. That's a good pitch.
Two and two to Hop.
Well, with nobody out, 3-2 count, do you send him?
I do not.
You're betting on contact, and with a guy out there who's got good strikeout stuff, I mean, there's a bit of a gamble. But you've got pretty good speed at first base. And Tulowitzki does have the ability to get a better jump than normal. Normally, guys don't get great jump here because you have to make sure he goes home.
Hit on the ground to Ishikawa. Bad throw. Safe everywhere. It'll be an error on the very reliable Travis Ishikawa.
That really is kind of a shocker because of how well he throws. There wasn't a whole lot that Renteria could do in catching the ball. He really had to get off balance, and he was throwing backing up on his right foot.
So the first error of the game goes to the Giants. And now Ian Stewart, who just had a conference with Rich Dower. I don't believe you ever have a conference with a third base coach in a bunting situation where the coach is going to tell you to hit away.
Unless it's the ultimate deke.
Stewart knocked in the first run of the game for the Rockies in the 6th. And he takes it low. 1 ball and no strikes. Tulowitzki at second. Hop at first. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
So Jim Tracy takes the bunt off after he gets a 1-0 count for Stewart. Now, you know, you have to anticipate that if you're the defense of the Giants, you have to respect that Tracy may put the bunt back on here. 1-1. One thing that Jeremy Affeldt can do, he can get ground balls.
And now it's 1-2, so Stewart goes back to the bunt.
Mitch Molina talks about how heavy a sinker that Affeldt has. He says you got to catch that thing right, because if you catch that thing wrong, it'll light your hand up.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Good as a bunt, maybe. Affeldt stumbles, throws, but they get him.
Well, that was a nice play. That was not an easy play. And you're right. That was better than a bunt. But Tracy gets what he wanted. That's a runner at third base with less than 2 outs. Watch the back foot. A little bit of a slip, but he throws a rifle shot over to Ishikawa. Boy, this is a tough play. A little bit easier for a right-hander because he's fallen off to the third base side, but still a very tough off-balance play.
Iannetta with first base open and the infield in. Inside, 1 ball and no strikes.
Pure strikeout situation for Jeremy Affeldt.
Down low, 2-0.
And for Affeldt, you pitch him accordingly. Do not just mail one in across the middle of the plate at the belt. You don't have to here with an open bag. Sort of count on the aggressiveness of the hitter to kind of get himself out swinging at your pitch.
Two and 0 to Chris Iannetta. And a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike.
You know, and Affeldt talks about that big curveball. He says, you know, I could throw that thing over with as much consistency as I could throw my fastball. He says sometimes I can even throw it across the plate more. Great example of it right there, not giving into a hitter. 2-0.
Romo was up in the Giants pen. Foul. It's 2-2.
Good pitch. 2-1 again. Just not a here hit me fastball with the challenge, and he went right on his hands with that fastball. There you see Romo. Houston Street, the closer for the Rockies. He will pitch the 9th, and he is ready.
Three and 2.
And you might throw another curveball here. That pitch below the strike zone was by design.
Three balls, 2 strikes.
Not the end of the world.
Probably going to see a pitching change now with Atkins coming out. So Bruce Bochy coming out to get Jeremy Affeldt when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts. Well, the Rockies are trying to add to their 1-run lead here in the 8th inning. And Sergio Romo is left up to the task of trying to retire Garrett Atkins. Atkins hitting .226. He's 4 for 15 as a pinch hitter. And a breaking ball for a strike.
It always does wonders to settle a guy out of the bullpen down. That first pitch strike. And we talked about Affeldt having the ability to throw that breaking ball with consistency across the plate as the fastball. You can say the same thing about Romo. He's got excellent command of that curveball.
And a quick 0-2.
Breaking ball outside, breaking ball inside. We first saw Romo come up. He would go to that inside corner a lot with the fastball. I'm thinking, man, is that a mistake? And no. He says, that's always been a good pitch for me. I go there. And I don't know many guys that can go inside, outside like that with a breaking ball.
Got him.
A 3-pitch see ya. 3 pitches, 3 breaking balls. And all 3 of those pitches in perfect places. You got an 0-2 advantage. You go below the zone and you hope he chases. Grab some pine meat.
Here's Barmes. Barmes, as a pinch hitter, is 1 for 2. And he takes a pitch wide. Barmes overall hitting .251. 20 home runs, 65 driven in. Lincecum has faced Barmes twice, 0 for 2.
Okay, they may contend that he may have leaned into that ball. You have to make an attempt to get out of the way. Watch his left leg. Nope, they will not contend that one.
So coming in is Tulowitzki, and it's 4-2.
That hurts.
A couple of mistakes here in the 8th inning have cost the Giants. On the ground, foul. Tulowitzki, an infield hit, a throwing error by Ishikawa. And now Romo hits Barmes with the bases loaded. Oh, and 1 to Spilborghs. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
But you look at every guy coming out of that bench for the Rockies, and they've got a home run total. Spilborgh's got six Rockies with double digits in the home run column.
Popped up. Sandoval drifting, and somebody help him. Well, the wind pushed that one out of play.
You expect a little more help, and one guy who comes over finally, Juan Uribe.
Well, it's not even in the dugout.
It's pretty good athleticism from the Panda, huh?
Uribe had to jump over 4 chairs, a wall. It's 1-2 to Spilborn.
I'm not quite sure what's more impressive, Sandoval saving himself or Uribe's effort to try and help him.
On the ground, Renteria. The long throw to first, and they got him to end the inning. Giants will have to score 2 to tie. It's 4-2.
Four-2 Rockies as we head to the top of the 9th inning, and it's going to be the closer Houston Street coming in now for Jim Tracy's Rockies. And here is what he has done this season. 56th game he has been into. He has had 33 opportunities to save a ball game. He has saved 32 of them. 59 strikeouts against 11 walks and 51 1/3. Outstanding numbers. And Street, a fastball slider changeup pitcher. You look at the fastball, that'll go low to mid 90s. A good hard slider and a good hard changeup, and really good strikeout stuff all the way through with the 3 pitches that he'll show you. And the beauty about Street is even if he puts the ball in play, for the most part, you put it on the ground. He can get a ground ball. Street, 6 foot tall, 190 pounder out of Austin, Texas. In his 5th year at the big league level, 26 years old. And he's going to take on Scherholtz to lead things off here for the Giants in the top of the 9th. Clint Barma stays in the game. He goes to second base. And right now the Giants need base runners.
Scherholtz 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. And he takes a strike. The insurance run that the Rockies scored in the 8th means that Street can be a little less careful to the first hitter. Oh, 2.
Well, that's a beautiful luxury to have a 2-run lead because it gives you a mulligan. One of the prerequisites to being a closer is you've got to have the ability to throw strikes, and Street's that guy. So you mentioned 59 strikeouts against 11 walks. He's a strike thrower. And that's the other thing that a 2-run lead gives you, the ability to go right after a guy and get strike 1. Makes you aggressive.
1-2.
Ishikawa on deck. Rowan in the hole.
The 1-2 offering. Into center field for Fowler. Scherholtz 0 for 4. And here's Ishikawa for the first time.
Well, a costly error by Ishikawa in the bottom of the 8th led to another run for the Rockies. Now, Kipe, you've been in the situation where you have this at bat after an error. I mean, what's going on in your mind?
You got to try to get on. That's all you have to do.
Simplify.
A home run is not going to make you feel any better. Foul back, and it's 0-1.
Good rip. So if you could run out and jump in front of the ball, I mean, if it was legal, you would.
Any way you can. Give the next guy a shot to tie it up. Ishikawa hitting .261. 0-2. To the Dodgers, trailing 3-1 against the Cubs. Oh, 2 to Travis Ishikawa.
.4-mile-an-hour movement that runs hard away from a lefty. That's exactly where he wanted to miss that. 0-2 off the plate.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Fight till the bitter end. Ishikawa came in for defense. Garko was 1 for 3. Got him. Two outs here in the ninth, and here's Aaron Rowan. Rowan is looking to reach for the first time today as he takes the first pitch high and wide. 1 ball and no strikes. Street deals to Rowan. Out of play to even the count. Giants have not scored since the second inning when Edgar Renteria hit the home run. On a play, 1-2.
Good swing. Now you get into a 2-strike situation where you have to protect and fight. Die hard.
A 1-2 pitch is a bit high. 2-2.
Derek Cousins has been very consistent all day. He's had a good strike zone, and he has not wandered up at the belt. He's had a good low zone, been steady.
2-2 pitch. He got him, and that's the ball game. So in front of a full house, a great matchup between Jimenez and Lincecum, and the Rockies are victorious today by a final of 4-2. They only picked up 4 hits, but they were all meaningful hits. So 4-2 is your final. It'll be up to Barry Zito tomorrow to give the Giants a winning road trip. Join us on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area tomorrow afternoon. Final game of the series. Giants pregame live will start at 5. All right, stay tuned. Esurance Giants postgame live starts right now.